continue with the conversation. I think I should bring in Mr. Chukwu onto the program. Thank you, Mr. Chukwu, for coming on tonight. What do you think, economically speaking, the decision of the federal government today means? The CBN also has made some pronouncement saying that they voted some funds to health institutions to combat coronavirus. But if you look at the policy that have been made today, for example, the slash of 20 naira off the price of the pump price of petrol, what does that mean? How will that affect how many people buy petrol from the population of the country? What impact would that make?
Thank you, Shane, for having me. The pronouncements that we've gotten today from the federal government and from the central bank are quite cheering. They actually give one some level of confidence that our governments at different levels are beginning to respond appropriately to the crisis, to the global COVID-19 pandemic. The federal government decision to reduce the price of fuel from 145 to 125 will go a long way to reduce the cost of goods and services in the country. It doesn't matter how many people buy fuel, but everybody in this country enjoy the benefits of the value chain that fuel helps to lubricate. Because if you buy food items, those food items are actually produced in Benue, and the cost of transporting them from Benue to Lagos will have borne some elements of fuel. So what will happen is that you're going to see some moderation in inflation rate as a result of this reduction in fuel price. My approach has been that the government should go beyond the price modulation the Minister of State for Petroleum has actually announced. We should go to the point of food deregulation so that there's a saying that you strike the rod while it is hot. This is the best time for the government to take out the subsidy. And I can also tell you, Sheung, that if you take out the subsidy on fuel today, the price will actually be below 125 naira. The problem with the subsidy is that it's inbuilt in it. It's a lot of what we may call slack or wastage. Because what happens is that you have a lot of demurrage that accrue on these vessels, that bring the supercargo that bring in vessels into the country, which if private sector is allowed to be the one bringing in this fuel, you are not going to have that. But most importantly, if we take out the subsidy completely, it will encourage local investors to invest in our refinery locally. It will allow for the refining of this product so that the monies we are wasting every year to import fuel will be conserved locally. Last year
Let me get a sense of, just apologies, Mr. Chukwu. In a layman term, perhaps for some of us who are not economically savvy like you, give us a sense of what it means in a layman term. Price modulation. Does it mean that as the global price of oil goes down or up, there will be an adjustment to the price? Or what exactly does it mean? This is probably not the end game. Is that what you're saying? We might be lower than 125 that we've seen today or higher. What does this mean?
Absolutely. What the minister said is, what price modulation means that the prices, the pump price that the government will fix will move in tandem with movement in crude prices or movement in flat. What that means that if crude price drops below where it is today, of course, we're talking about $26 per barrel. If it drops below that, the pump price will also be adjusted downward. And if crude price begins to rise, the government will also adjust the pump price upwards. But the challenge is this: because of the sensitivity of fuel price to the citizens, upward adjustment is always difficult because it's a sensitive issue to labor, to workers, and everybody. And it has a direct impact on cost of living. So, but if you had allowed market forces to determine it at this time when it is very low, it becomes easy for the populace to accept price increases because they can now relate with it that because of the increase in crude price. So that's one thing that I think the government should we should go the whole hog and remove the subsidies. That's one aspect. But on the thing that they have announced by the government, I think the second issue that has been announced today is the central bank has announced a 1.1 trillion intervention fund to cushion the effects of coronavirus on the citizens. The central bank said just this evening that it's setting aside 1 trillion naira purposely earmarked for the manufacturing sector, particularly those who will be manufacturing products that are import substitutes. The central bank is looking at how to support them. They want to set aside another 100 billion naira, making it 1.1 trillion naira for the pharmaceutical industry. And what the central bank said and the healthcare sector, what they want to do is to support those who are manufacturing test kits and vaccines so that they can have purchasing these test kits or purchasing the vaccines and manufacturing them locally. So I think that's one of the most scary news we've heard as in relation to the government intervention on this crisis.
Give us a sense of the implication. There are flight cancellation that is going to happen because of the restriction of the travel from 13 countries. There is a major problem. Outside of this country, airlines are already feeling the crunch of this impact of the restrictions of travel. What does this mean for domestic investments in the country?
I think what we're seeing is that we are seeing a closure of inflows and outflows. Remember that two of the countries that have been included in that list of 13 countries, United Kingdom and United States, have some of the major sources of inflows, and some of the countries that receive the highest number of passenger traffic between Nigeria and from Nigeria or to Nigeria. So I think what will happen is, which is actually not of great concern to anybody today, I think priority is the safety and health of citizens. But as it stands today, the global economy is grinding to a halt. And not just in Nigeria, but elsewhere in the world. People are actually staying at home. Cities have been completely shut down on lockdown. So our concern should actually be that we should manage the health fallout so that we don't get a lockdown. Today, in other countries, we are seeing scarcity of groceries at supermarkets. It hasn't gotten to us. But if we get to the point where supply chains are completely disrupted locally, we might actually get to that point. We should do everything to moderate the level of the rate of infection. And if we need to shut the borders completely, shut the borders completely. I don't think the concern should be the economic inflow of capital that we're going to suffer next 4 weeks. It should be how to preserve our citizens. And that should be of paramount importance as it stands today. But in economic terms, the economy is suffering. Oil price decline will lead to difficulty by state government to pay salaries in coming months. Even the federal government will struggle to pay salaries in coming months. But we pray that we don't allow the health challenges that we are associated with COVID-19 to get to a point of shutdown or isolation or quarantining of the whole city like we have in that country.
Mr. Johnson Chukwu, economist and the CEO of Carry Investment Company, thank you so much for talking to us tonight.